I was driving from Phoenix to Flagstaff late at night, trying to save money by avoiding hotels. It was supposed to be a simple 4-hour drive. I left just after sunset, figuring I'd reach before midnight. The highway was quiet, almost empty, the kind of silence that feels normal at first and then slowly starts to feel wrong. Miles of desert stretched out on both sides, flat and endless, broken only by dark shapes of distant mountains. About an hour in, my GPS glitched. The screen froze, then rerouted me off the main highway onto a smaller road. I didn't think much of it. Arizona is full of back roads, and I assumed it was just avoiding traffic or construction. The road narrowed quickly. No streetlights. No reflectors. Just my headlights cutting into the dark. That's when I noticed how quiet it was. No other cars. No wind. Even the usual desert sounds were gone. I turned the radio on for background noise, but all I got was static. I flipped through stations, nothing. Just a low hiss, like breathing. After another 20 minutes, I saw lights ahead. A small building on the side of the road. A gas station. Relief washed over me. I hadn't seen one in hours, and my fuel gauge was already lower than I liked. The sign flickered weakly, half-lit, and I couldn't tell the name. It looked old. Too old. I pulled in and parked by the pump. The air felt different the moment I stepped out of the car, cooler, heavier. The smell hit me next. Gasoline mixed with dust and something sour I couldn't place. The building was silent. No cars. No music. No voices. Inside, the lights buzzed overhead. The shelves were mostly empty, coated in a thin layer of dust. An old man stood behind the counter, motionless, like he'd been waiting. He looked at me for a long moment before speaking. "Roads not kind at night," he said. I nodded, suddenly aware of how alone I was. I asked if this road would take me back toward Flagstaff. He tilted his head slightly, studying my face. "It will," he said. "Eventually." That didn't sit right with me. I paid for gas I didn't even need and headed back outside. As I was getting into my car, I noticed something carved into the side of the building, near the door. Names. Dozens of them. Some scratched deep, others barely visible. Dates followed most of them. None were recent. When I drove away, my headlights caught movement in the distance. A figure standing off the side of the road. I slowed instinctively, thinking someone might need help. As I got closer, I realized the figure wasn't waving. They were just standing there, facing the road. Still. Too still. A chill ran through me, and I remembered the way the old man had looked at me. I kept driving. In the rearview mirror, I saw the figure turn its head and follow my car as I passed. I didn't look again. Minutes later, the road curved, and suddenly I was back at the gas station. Same flickering sign. Same empty pumps. My stomach dropped. I hadn't turned around. I knew I hadn't. I kept driving. Same thing happened again. The third time, the station lights were off. But the building was still there. And so were the names on the wall. Only now, one more had been added. Fresh. Still pale against the concrete. It was mine. That's when my car stalled. The engine died. The lights went out. In the darkness, I heard footsteps on gravel. Slow. Dragging. Coming from every direction at once. I locked the doors, my heart pounding so hard it hurt. Shapes began to form just beyond the reach of my headlights, figures standing where the road should have been. I don't remember how I got out of there. I don't remember the drive back. I just remember waking up in my car on the side of the main highway, just outside Phoenix, as the sun was coming up. Full tank of gas. No signal loss. No detours on my GPS. But sometimes, late at night, when I'm driving alone and the road stretches on too long, my radio fills with static again. And for just a second, I smell gasoline and dust, and I swear I see that same gas station far ahead, waiting for me to come back. I checked into the motel just outside Sedona because everything else was booked. It wasn't part of the plan, I'd meant to stay closer to town, but the front desk clerk sounded relieved when I asked if they had vacancies, like she hadn't expected anyone to call that late. "Room 11, she said. "Park right outside." The place looked harmless enough. One long row of rooms. Dim yellow lights. Red rock silhouettes rising behind it, barely visible against the night sky. Still, something about the quiet bothered me. No traffic noise. No insects. Just nothing. Inside the room, the air was cold despite the heat outside. The decor was outdated, faded paintings of desert landscapes, an old armchair, a TV bolted to the wall. What stood out was the mirror across from the bed. It was large, wider than necessary, and tilted slightly downward, as if meant to watch whoever lay there. I dropped my bag and went to wash my hands. The sink took a few seconds to sputter to life, coughing up rusty-smelling water. As I turned it off, I noticed fingerprints on the mirror. Smudged. Low. Like someone had pressed their hands against it while sitting on the bed. I told myself it was nothing. Housekeeping probably missed it. That night, I woke to the sound of knocking. Not loud. Not urgent. Just slow, deliberate taps coming from the mirror. I sat up, heart racing, listening. The knocking stopped the moment I moved. The room was still. Too still. I stared at my reflection, half expecting it to move on its own. It didn't. I lay back down, pulling the blanket tighter around me. That's when I felt it, the subtle dip in the mattress, like someone sitting at the edge of the bed. I froze, staring straight ahead, unable to move. The air felt thick, pressing against my chest. I whispered, "Hello." The mirror fogged slightly. Not from the room. From the inside. A shape formed in the glass, darker than my reflection. It leaned forward as I did, matching me perfectly, until it didn't. Its head tilted in the opposite direction. Its mouth opened when mine stayed closed. I shut my eyes and counted my breaths, waiting for the feeling to pass. When I finally looked again, the mirror was clear. The bed felt normal. I convinced myself exhaustion was messing with me. I slept for maybe an hour. I woke again just before dawn. The room was brighter now, washed in early desert light. For a moment, everything felt fine. Normal. Then I noticed the chair had been moved closer to the bed. And the mirror was no longer angled downward. It was facing me directly. I checked out without saying much. As I handed over the key, the clerk glanced at me, then at the dark circles under my eyes. "Did you sleep?" she asked. I hesitated, then asked if room 11 had any issues. She nodded slowly. "Some guests say the room reflects more than it should." I laughed weakly and left. Weeks later, back home, I caught my reflection in the bathroom mirror late at night. For a split second, it didn't move when I did. It just stared back at me, head tilted slightly wrong. Now I cover mirrors when I sleep. Not because I'm afraid of what I'll see, but because I'm afraid of what might be watching, waiting for me to look again. The road into Flagstaff changed faster than I expected. One moment it was desert, open, dry, familiar, and the next it was trees. Tall pines closing in on both sides, blocking out the sky. The temperature dropped sharply, my dashboard flashing an ice warning even though it was early fall. I wasn't worried at first. I'd driven mountain roads before. But then the snow started. Light at first. Then thicker. Heavy enough to dull the sound of my tires on the asphalt. I slowed down, gripping the steering wheel tighter. The forest felt endless. Mile after mile with no exits, no lights, no signs. My phone lost signal completely. GPS cut out right after, the screen going dark like it had died of its own accord. That's when I saw the car. It was parked on the shoulder, half buried in snow. Hazard lights blinking slowly. I hesitated. Common sense told me to keep going. Conditions were bad, visibility worse, but something about leaving someone out there didn't sit right with me. I pulled over a few yards ahead and stepped out. The cold hit instantly. The kind that bites straight through your clothes. Snow crunched under my boots as I walked back toward the car. As I got closer, I noticed the driver's door was open. No footprints around it. Not even in the fresh snow. "Hello?" I called out. No answer. I leaned in, peering inside. The interior was empty. No bags. No keys. No signs of a struggle. Just frost creeping across the dashboard and a thin layer of snow on the seats, like the car had been sitting there far longer than it should have. The hazard lights stopped blinking. The forest went silent. I became painfully aware that I could no longer hear my own car idling behind me. A sound came from deeper in the trees. Soft. Rhythmic. Like footsteps trying not to be heard. I backed away slowly, every instinct screaming at me to leave. As I turned, I saw someone standing near my car. A man. Or what looked like one. Tall. Thin. His face was hard to make out in the snowfall, but he was smiling. "You shouldn't stop on this road," he said calmly. My heart pounded as I asked if he needed help. He shook his head. "I already got it." He stepped closer, and that's when I noticed his clothes. Old. Too thin for the cold. His skin looked gray, almost translucent. His breath didn't fog the air. I ran. I didn't look back. I jumped into my car, slammed the door, and turned the key. Nothing. Tried again. Still nothing. The man knocked once on the driver's side window. Polite. Gentle. "You missed your turn," he said. I screamed and hit the gas. The engine roared to life, and I tore down the road, snow spraying behind me. The trees blurred past. The road twisted sharply, and then I was back where I started. The abandoned car. Same open door. Same untouched snow. This time, there were more footprints. Leading from the trees. Leading toward me. I don't know how long it lasted. Every direction I drove led me back. Each time, more figures appeared between the trees. Standing. Watching. Smiling. Eventually, the snow stopped. So did the road. I woke up hours later, my car parked neatly at a gas station just outside Flagstaff. Engine warm. Tank full. A state trooper tapping on my window, asking if I was okay. He told me that stretch of road had been closed for years. Too many accidents. Too many disappearances. People claiming they kept driving in circles until they ran out of fuel, or weren't found at all. I never told him what I saw. But sometimes, when it's cold and quiet and the trees are thick, I still feel like I never really left that road. Like part of me is still out there. Waiting for someone else to stop. Love these stories? YouTube algorithm suggests that you would like to listen to these stories. Click on the video on the screen.